Good morning to one and all. In the today's class, I am going to discuss about losses in a transformer. Mainly in a transformer, there exist two types of losses. The first one is core losses. Second one is copper losses. Core losses in the sense the core subjected to an alternating flux causing an losses called core losses. Means in this figure you might may observe this part we call it as core. This core is subjected to a dotted line flux. Okay, then during that time that losses we call it as core losses. If we come to copper losses, when the transformer is fully loaded, this primary winding and secondary winding carries an current. Okay, during that time a losses occurs. That losses we call it as copper losses. That is, the winding carries the currents when transformer is loaded. So again the core losses are classified into two types. Core losses, it is also called iron losses. It can be classified into two types. One is hysteresis loss and the second one is eddy current loss. Okay. So hysteresis losses in the sense when the flux of the transformer, see this flux of the transformer in the core undergoes magnetization and demagnetization. So that effect we call it as hysteresis loss. So hysteresis losses is given by equation KH BM 1.67 F V watts. KH means hysteresis constant, depends on the types of the material what we are used for the core. Okay, and flux density in the core, and frequency, and V is the volume of the core. Then you have one more one, that is eddy current loss. Eddy current loss in the sense, as you all know that EMF will be induced in an core. Okay, try to set due to this flux, what will happen, due to this induced EMF, what will happen, a eddy current will be set up. Okay, and eddy currents will be set up, hence eddy current losses will occur. Eddy current losses is given by the equation Ke Bm square F square T square. Ke is eddy current constant, T is thickness of the core. Okay, so from the above two expressions we confirm that the losses will be depend on the flux density in the core and supply frequency F, Bm and F. So as the flux density in the core remain constant, practically this flux density remain constant practically from no load to full load, and also the supply frequency is constant. Okay, then how to minimize these core losses? These core losses are minimized by using steel of high silicon content core and very thin laminations. Means this one you should manufacture with high silicon, steel of high silicon, and the laminations of this core should be thin. Okay, so that you can avoid the hysteresis loss and eddy current loss. We have one more loss, that is copper loss. This copper loss is also called I square R loss. Okay, so copper losses are due to power wasted in the form of I square R loss, because due to the resistance of the primary winding and the secondary windings. Okay, this copper losses depends on the magnitude of the current flowing through the windings. Okay, so when the current is passing through these windings, there will be a loss occurs. That loss we called as an copper loss, that is I square R loss. Okay, so as you all know that I1 and I2 are the currents flowing through these coils, and R1 and R2 are the resistance of the primary winding and secondary winding. Therefore the total copper loss is I square R, that is at the primary side I1 square R1 plus at the secondary side I2 square R2. Okay, R1 I can write it as RO1, and this one I will write it as RO2. Then how to minimize these copper losses? By using an resistance of low value. If you use for the winding, then you can minimize the copper losses. Okay, that's what I written here. The copper losses are kept minimum by designing the winding with low resistance values. Okay, then you have the efficiency of the transformer. So if the efficiency is 100%, means it's nothing but the ratio of output to input is 100%. Output power is equal to input power, but you have the losses in the transformer, right? That is copper losses and hysteresis losses. So due to that copper losses and iron loss, due to that the output power is not equal to input power. Therefore the output power is equal to input power minus total losses. The total losses is nothing but, as you all know that I explained earlier, that is iron loss and copper loss. Pi stands for iron loss and Pu stands for copper loss. So the efficiency for any device can be given by the equation total power input to the power output. Okay, the power input is nothing but is equal to this value, right? So power output plus Pi plus Pcu. Okay, so what's the expression for power output? Power output means nothing but in terms of Vi cos pi. That is at the secondary side of the transformer you have V2 and I2 and cosine factor. Therefore output power is equal to P is equal to V into I. Cos pi is load power factor. Okay, and then as you all know that I2 is the total load current flowing in the secondary of the transformer, and V2 is the terminal voltage of the transformer. Okay, total and terminal voltage V2. The copper losses on full load, okay, equals I2 square R to E. So efficiency can be written as V2 I2 cos pi, V2 I2 cos pi, Pi plus Pu. V2 into I2 means voltage ampere rating of the transformer. We call this one as voltage ampere rating. V2 Vi means volt ampere. Therefore the efficiency of the transformer can be written as Vi cos pi nothing but Vi rating cos pi, Vi rating cos pi. Okay, and then into cos pi plus Pi plus Pu into 100%. So here I2 is equal to full load secondary current. Suppose if the load is fraction, then you have the formula here, actual load divided by full load. So here if the transformer is subject to off load means off load divided by full load. Off load means off, full load means 1, it is 0.5. When the load changes, the load current changes by same proportion, right? Means here new I2 will be a fraction of the load current into full load current. So similarly the output Vi cos 2 also reduces by the same fraction. Okay, volt ampere current. The copper losses is nothing but square of the fraction load into full load. Square of the fraction load into full load. Therefore for this expression I can write it as NVA rating cos pi, NVA rating cos pi plus Pi plus, in the place of Pu, N square Pcu into Fl. That is fractional load, square of the fractional load into copper losses. Iron losses remain same irrespective of the load. Okay. So for all the types of load factors, leading, lagging, annuity, this efficiency expression does not change, remain constant. So this formula I am going to use to solve the problems. Okay. In the next class I will explain you the conditions for the maximum efficiency. Thank you.